Alright, we're gonna do a new game. So from what I know about this game is she's the last one left of her family line. They've all died. And we're basically uncovering her story. And that's literally all I know of it. I don't have a current save, so I think it's fine. Beautiful, beautiful music. Are we just sitting on the boat? Okay, maybe we did have a start of a save. We're just hanging out on the boat. It's a nice island. I'm on a ferry. This is very familiar. I go on the ferry all the time here in Croatia. You recognize the game? It's on Xbox Game Pass. There you go. Anybody wants to play it for yourself? Xbox Game Pass, apparently. It's only like a 2 to 3 hour game. Supposedly. I'm sure I'll make it into a 6-hour game because I'm good like that. I can't move, so... or do anything. I can zoom in. That's a nice island. Yeah, it's a nice island. Oh, what am I doing now? I'm doing something. Look at a journal. What's happening to my hand? Did I get injured? How do I do it? Okay, I click. And it's like then... oh, I have to move the mouse.
Going to make sense to you. And I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning with the house.
Game sound is kind of loud. I'll adjust. Audio. Let's bring the master down. Is this better? She didn't know which language it was, just that it was a Slavic one. That's completely fair, because once you know, like, Croatian, you also know the majority of Bosnian, Herzegovinian, you know Macedonian, you know a lot of, brain is not braining, but that's fine. Yep, there's a couple of them. Brain is just going blank. But there's like 5 that you're going to be like, if you know one, you know like the majority of the others. So.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
I lived here till I was 11, but I wasn't allowed in half the rooms. What on earth? What kind of house is that? What kind of ramshackle port? That staircase doesn't even have a handrail. No wonder she wasn't allowed in some of the rooms. That's not safe. Okay. Sounds better. Okay, good. And I saw that you need to lurk, and that's okay.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
And someone didn't? Well, that's a very adorable mailbox. Like, it's got a plant and everything. It's, I think, the cutest mailbox I've ever seen. What on earth? Okay, this is very pretty.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Everybody died in her family. And I go, shove. That's so crazy. What's on her shirt? A ring. Sorry, I'm looking at my own boobs in the game. I'm just looking at the ring. I got distracted by the shiny.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
The house? A room?
Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Okay. The Finches. Let's go.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I
Driven?
saw a few hoof prints.
Driven. People used to drive here. I guess it is pavement. Wow. Well, certainly not in a while. This doesn't seem like a very safe road to drive on. Like, look at this. Like, a bit crowded for a car, but cool. Okay. Hi, dear.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
Is the house, like, haunted?
But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
I mean, all her family died. It could be haunted. Is this a haunted house? Kind of looks like a haunted
like I
house.
remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
It looks like a children's playhouse of your dreams, to be honest. It looks like a child designed it. Is this my car? Do I own this? Hello? I feel like it hasn't run in a minute. Can I open the door? No. What's over here? Do y'all hear my husband, like, scratching up the chairs in the room? In the living room? Scrape, scrape, scrape. I don't know what he's doing. He's probably gonna go play some VR or something. So he needs to move all the tables and chairs. Okay. Missing. Her brother was missing. What? That's no good. That's not good.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
That's fair. It's a little bit odd. Hold on. Do I want to go up there or do I want to go to the... Okay, I can press that. That's shift. It also zooms. It doesn't run. It just zooms. There is no running. We're not in a hurry. Apparently.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Why are you afraid of a house? Did the house do something? Did the house kill everybody? Ooh, can I enter through the dog door? What am I... Oh.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Yeah, I suppose that's...
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Okay. Did we not take the family car? We left the freezer open? I guess it's empty, so I guess that's fine. Oh, anybody need a kiddie pool? We could have a heck of a yard sale.
For the first time in years,
Edith, Milton, Lewis, Dawn, and Eddie.
I felt like I was home.
Well, that's a lot of alcohol on the table, man. Okay. What's all these canned goods? Tuna? What were we making? Looks like an apple pie, but that's like tuna.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
That's so sad.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
Okay, those are probably the nastiest Chinese containers ever. If we haven't been here in a few years. So, Dawn is the mom. Eddie is the great-grandfather? Or the grandfather or something? Or great-grandfather. Something like that. Okay. Lewis is my brother. Okay. Alright. I'm putting together the family. Weird recipes. That sounds like a family project.
Or how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Okay, that explains the cans. That's a lot of cans of salmon. It's a lot of fish.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
That's such a sad thing to say. Like a bomb had gone off, sparing everyone but the furniture. Sparing the furniture, but nobody else.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
So is she there now, or did she die? Hold on. So we're probably named after our great-grandma Edie. Okay, she died in 2010, same as Lewis. Alright.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
That happens whenever you're going back into a house with like your grandparents' house or something, and you have to like go through everything, or even your parents probably. Like you have to go through everything after they pass. This is how it feels. It's super overwhelming, and every single item holds a memory of some kind, and it's like it's such a weird experience to go through all the objects, right? Super weird. Voice actor has a really good voice. Yeah, I really like her voice. They did a good job choosing her. Danielle had to go back to sleep too early for her. Okay, well, welcome back. So we're discovering a little bit more about her family. Her brother went missing and died, or is assumed dead.
Story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house after it sank.
The house sank. That was the original house. It sank, and then I guess they just keep building on top of it, because this house is very teeter-tottery. When it's built on the water, I guess it easily. And when you see the picture, like the house, it's very like built on top of itself. It's very intriguing. It does not look like a safe build design. I feel like a building inspector did not approve. Who likes the bugs?
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
It's kind of cute. Was she like a movie director? For My Friend Bigfoot. Or was she like acting in it? Reminds me of the house the Weasleys live in Harry Potter. Yes, very much like that.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
I'm a big girl. I can go in the basement. I have to find the keys? Okay. So they lived with their great-grandma, who it sounds like mom ended up putting her in a nursing home, or didn't put her in a nursing home, but she died soon after our brother did. Well, that's an interesting choice to seal up that room or door. I don't know where it goes.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
So why is it sealed off? This is like the spray foam that you put in cracks to keep out a draft. But you don't put it on a door. Not like this.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Also, I have to show you guys. Well, we have a lily, but we also have this. Look at the paws. The paws! The only paws. Boop, boop, boop. Look at his feet. Look at the little toe beans. Little toe beans. The little toes. He's like, look at it. It's beautiful. Looks like a door you can't kick. Doesn't look like a door you can't kick down. Might be for the smell. Oh my god, if they're all buried in there. Jeez. You can see the house my parents built. It is sunk. He was putting the camera when you moved it. I believe you. I believe. Look at him. He's so cute. He's been really cute, like all day. Him and Nico have been snuggle bugging like crazy. Alright, I guess I go upstairs maybe? Or can I... Oh, there's something else.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
So he could be still alive. That's the older brother, I think. He went missing in 2003. So Milton, 2003 went missing. He could be dead or just missing. Probably dead. Usually missing people. That is the case. Okay. So she had 2 brothers. Her mom died in 2016, so 6 years after her brother. Okay. Just trying to keep a track of everything. Alright. Let's go upstairs.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms.
Why?
Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Sounds like a great-grandma thing to do. So her mother did this, sealing up all the bedrooms so nobody could go in. Interesting.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
So her mom made like little shrines, is basically what she did.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America
Gotcha.
grew out of it.
Okay. So she was an actress. That makes sense. Okay. We're just locking up wine now. Okay. Cool. Memphis has been the same since the day before yesterday. Is Memphis one of your pets? Who's this? Calvin. Who's Calvin? Barbara's brother. Okay, Barbara's brother. So, and Barbara is like our grandma, I think, maybe. Or like an aunt, great aunt or something. Not sure which. Okay, trying to understand it. Can I peek through this hole? Thanks.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a
Grandpa?
room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Like he was dead in the room? I hope not. I hope he was just dead. And you had to have the room with all his stuff, his shrine. Why do people shrine? Some people shrine, and I can understand it, but at the same time, like, this kind of shrining is very serious. Serious shrining. Gregory. Another brother?
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
What an interesting kind of trauma. Oh, that bathroom's... Look at all the meds that are in there. Why did that say Gregory? It's a bathroom. Why does it say Gregory? It's Gregory's bathroom. My black boy. The dogs are Patch and Parker. Okay. Sven and Eddie. Okay, this is our great-grandparents.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
She was a painter. Okay, cool. Pretty. Intriguing. Alright, we'll check this one out and then we'll go in there. Molly. Memphis has been in my lap so much last few days.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died.
I like her room.
1947.
It's pretty.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
Very
I
empty.
think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
A nice painting on the walls, though. Dang. As a kid, how would you love that? So Edie's an artist, so I bet you she painted the rooms to match the kid's personality, which is so cool.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
He opens 1,000 leagues under the sea.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
We found a crawl space.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
So Milton must have been an artist like Edith.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
I have no plans.
But I had no idea what was behind that door.
Ooh.
Just
Passageway.
like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
So this is Molly's room. We are now in Molly's room.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being
So
inside
Mom
for the
had a
first
secret
time,
entrance.
I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Oh my god, how pretty. Like as a little girl. How many little girls would love this? What an awesome view as well. Oh my gosh. This is a pretty room. I really like the decor. Look at the little plant leaves falling down. Oh, it's so pretty. It's very princessy, but also like very naturey. It's very cute aesthetics for a kid. She liked nature. I love it. I love it. Oh, look, it's Owlie. Hi, Owlie. What am I supposed to do? Let's see.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Little gerbil cage in the dresser drawer? What? That's some old poop. It's probably a little moldy, not gonna lie. Oh, some of these specimens are probably really gross. Oh, it's a little tiny Christmas tree. Oh. Okay, I really like Molly. She seems chill. Oh, there's a map of the rooms under there. Molly was a detective. Look at that. Spyglass. Okay. Where do I go? Where do I go? Oh, found something. A diary. It's your diary. I'll be gone soon.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Okay, so now we're Molly.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
She ate a carrot. Look at the little fishy. How do I get that to action? Hold on.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
She thought about eating her pet fish, but I guess I won't. I'm so little. Do you see the difference in like the size? Oh my god, that's a really good detail. Okay, look at how big I am compared to...
I ate a lot of things that night.
Oh no. She was hungry. Isn't poinsettia deadly? I think poinsettias are deadly. Am I wrong about
I
that?
kept eating and eating.
She ate toothpaste? Guys, this is a really good reason not to not feed your kids. Like, that's not a good punishment. If we, needed any other proof, this is a really good reason not to make that a punishment. That's
Then
a
I
really
heard chirping outside my
bad
window.
idea. She's gonna
It
kill a
was
bird?
a barn swallow going back to her nest.
What are we gonna
I
do
reached
here?
out for her.
Uh-huh. Well, we're gonna fall, aren't we? We're not even gonna die of the poison things we
And
just ate.
suddenly, I was a cat.
Oh no. Because we're a child and we think we're just a cat. Uh-huh. We're purring and everything. Oh God.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
It does sound like we're a cat, though.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Hi, hi. Looks like Mom's sick. Where's the bird? Purring is Molly. I thought it was Memphis. Yeah, the purring is we're a cat, apparently. I don't know what happened, but we're a cat. Where's the bird? Over there. How do I get there? Oh God, this is where we die.
I'm a kitty, kitty, kitty. I'm a cat. If you mess with me, you're gonna get scratched.
Exactly. To pets, yeah. To little kids, a couple berries would most likely just hurt a tummy. Okay. Okay. I didn't know if the berries were gonna do us in. As it is, I think the being a cat is what's gonna do us in. Now I have so many thoughts and feelings. Look at Jace. Isn't he freaking adorable? Look at this. He's airplaning right now. His paws are straight out in front of him. Welcome to my life, guys. This is him. And fast asleep. Oh yeah, solid. This is what we do. Of course, we sound exactly like a cat. We're tripping on toothpaste.
I jumped and I almost got her.
Oh, we're angry cat. Okay. Oh God, I almost fell off. Why can't I jump on this chair? Yo.
I could tell she was getting really tired.
Was she? Or maybe we're just getting
Now
tired.
I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
We're a little bit disturbed. Okay, good. We're gonna die in the tree.
I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First,
Owlie!
all
We're
I
living
heard-
Owlie's best life.
Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
What kind of skill is this? Child is tripping.
Rabbits.
We're gonna go hunting rabbits? I thought we were hunting birds. This girl is hungry. How many days has she not eaten? Can I die for them? Okay, again. I was figuring out how to do it. I caught a rabbit, guys.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something.
What is this game? What is this game? Well, even has a bell. Yeah, she did. Well, he's got some skills, bro. I don't know if you know this, but
A mama rabbit.
A little disturbed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're obsessed with murdering mamas, apparently.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
We're a shark now? I mean, this girl did... Why are we here? Flip flop, you just don't stop, and we hope we make it to the ocean.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Okay. I mean, this girl was into animals and stuff. I just wasn't prepared.
I wanted fat, juicy seeds. I tore off her
She was very hungry.
It tasted really good.
Okay. This is an interesting playstyle as well. Like... Like, you are the shark.
I grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Yeah, no kidding. We're no longer a shark? Or are we? What is that? Are we an octopus? Is that my tentacle? I have a tentacle. Hip, hop, we just don't stop. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Ba-dum, bum, bum. Ba-dum, bum, bum. What the heck are we? I can press clip. What are we?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Am I gonna have to hunt people? This game has so much allegory, but I feel as if somehow ruin things when I translate allegory for people. I am confused and intrigued all at the same time, you know?
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
That scared me and I did it. Either a giant squid or a kraken? I think so.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
They're drunk. It's fine. Everything's fine. They won't feel it. Right? Kind of reminds me of the movie Anaconda, except I'm the anaconda. Weirdest gameplay of my life. Right.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
Excellent. Why not? We've been a cat and an owl. The game just like slowly desensitized us, right? We're like, okay, the little girl's pretending to be a cat. Okay, she's gonna go after a bird. Kind of weird, kind of gross, but fine, whatever. Oh, okay, she got the bird and now she's going to go after rabbits as an owl. Okay. All right, little gruesome, fine. We have progressed quickly.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Did not expect this to be a horror game. No. Me either. It's a storytelling game, but it's an interactive storytelling game. So, it's a story.
I got closer and closer.
Wait, this is Molly's room. She's gonna get eaten by a kraken?
All of my stomach started growling.
We're the monster under the
And
bed.
suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Molly has disturbing issues. How did Molly die? Just out of
I'm
curiosity.
not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
All right then. Oh my god.
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
Yeah, probably under the bed. Ready to devour us. Oh, are we gonna go out the window? Oh, we're doing this now? I don't think we should.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
No kidding.
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past.
Oh,
Though,
Kaluna.
when
What?
we adopted a stray
What?
kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
I mean, to be fair, that's kind of funny.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Oh, this is how she commemorated the birds. She had their names. Little picture. That's sweet, actually. And a snake. Bob. Bob the snake. Monster under the little girl's bed is a different kind of nightmare and allegory. So that family like magical or something? I don't
Louis died a
know.
week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Or just crazy. I'm not sure. One or both.
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
Nice old
The
singer.
room was like a museum.
Oh, Odin Finch wrote a book called The Mysteries of Death and Thereafter. Coincidence? I think not. Joining the Great Majority. Is that about death as well? Feels like
For
it's not a
500
coincidence.
years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
Well, we have a family curse, is what we have.
Odin Finch buries
Who had
the
one of
latest
these as a
victims
kid?
of the family
Raise your
curse.
hand.
His wife Ingeborg
I love
and their
these
newborn
things.
son, Johann.
As a child, I loved him.
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house.
He sailed
hoping
his
to leave the
house?
curse behind.
Well, if you left the house behind, maybe you would have left the curse behind, but clearly you took it with you. He sailed with a house.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Oh, that was the original house. That's why we needed to rebuild? You can do that when you move to the U.S.? I've never heard of it. Apparently, if you're rich enough, you can.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery.
That's a nice house there.
His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Okay.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
No shit. Would be so much easier. Wouldn't have to pack anything. I suppose that's true. Look at the bird on the door. It's so cute. What a nice cutlass. Are you done, JC? Are you sure? You're barely stable. Whoa. All right. Lily's close up. You should be going to bed, but you're invested now? Uh-oh. We've created a problem.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
I mean, one story is definitely better than the other. So that's fair.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Edie seems like the only one to have survived for a very long time. Is it the name? Is that how you survive a long time? You get named Edith? Is that the only way to survive a long time? This is a very pink, fuzzy bathroom. This is... Why is that in the bathroom? It's very
The only
fuzzy
trace
in here.
Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Yes. Yes, it was. I would have ripped that out. I could not stand that. Nope. Nope. Can we go through here? No. Looks like the car that you had when you were a little girl. Fair. Supposed to... Can I go through a window? Hello? Window? I'm missing something. I don't know what I'm missing, but I'm missing something.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
The mole man was gonna get you. He's got a mole nose. He digs. Maybe that's why the house keeps collapsing or something. No? Mummification? Grandma Edie was a little creepy. Some of the names of these titles. Okie dokie. It's a nice dollhouse. What else we got going on in here?
Great Grandma had always been the family's biggest fan.
It's got all the family handprints of the kids. Well, I don't know what eggs those are, but they're huge. She needed to know how to be able to bury everyone in the library. That's true. Very important detail. We need to know how to do it. Maybe they were all cremated, you know? That feels plausible. That's easy enough to put in a library. Who's the naked baby? Who's getting a bath?
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Stubborn old lady. You're thinking Edie killed everyone? Perhaps.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
That's why Edith is still alive, because Edie died before she could kill Edith off. Dun dun dun. Uh-oh, another book. These books are dangerous, bro. They lead us weird places. There's a secret in this bathroom by Sven and Edie Lynch. No kidding. No kidding.
There's a secret in this bathroom.
Uh-huh. It's a pop-up book. Okay, as a kid, I used to make my own pop-up books, and I love them. If you haven't done that, oh my god, it's so much fun.
It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Okay, I kind of love this house. As a child, I would love this house. As an adult, it's kind of a nightmare for safety, but oh my god, I love it.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
It's a dark room. Got it. Makes sense. You made them too. Yeah, they're so good. Milton was here. So how did Milton find all the secrets? Okay, so did Milton disappear because he found the secrets? Did Edith Sr. murder him for finding the secrets? Whoosh. Fort Calvin. Oh, he was very into the military.
I knew
This kid.
Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Aww. He was only 11.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
He has a broken foot.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
Did he die of
At
the
Barbara's
mushrooms?
funeral, we swore he'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Did Calvin jump off the swing? This is a terrible location for a swing.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
He was trying to go up and over the thing. Every kid tries that
maybe if the wind
on
hadn't
the
picked
swing.
up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
Are we
I
killing
think
this
he'd already
kid
made up his
with
mind.
our swinging? Is he jumping?
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Can I live there, pretty please? I'll take all the books too. I feel like it would be a really interesting place to definitely like go through everything, especially if you're not related. Like, it'd be very interesting to see all this history and stories that you can piece together.
The day he made up his mind to fly. and he did.
Okay.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
So Molly died at 10. To the monster under the bed, maybe? Calvin jumped off a swing to go flying? Are these like real stories, or did they like die in a similar way and this is just how like their memory is? You close your eyes for the last bit of that? Yeah. This game, doesn't feel horror-y, but is oddly horror-esque.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Honestly, completely fair. Completely fair. That's a lot to live next to for 6 years. Okay, you had a twin brother who died at 11 or whatever, and he, like, that's a long time to sleep next to your dead brother's side of the room. It's a hungry caterpillar. Okay, the puzzles to enter different parts of the house makes the, like, hidden library in me happy. Like, the hidden room person, so ecstatic. The stories are creepy, but oh my god, I would
The
love to
passages were
explore
a
something
pretty
like
tight
this.
fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up,
Barbara's
I
room.
always thought of Barbara as a child star.
How weird would it have been as a kid to have all your stuff surrounding you like this? Also, okay, good, that's not plugged in. That would have been like on fire ages ago. And then she worked at a diner for a while after being a child star. She couldn't... Oh, that is the nastiest cake at this point, because Barbara's been dead for how long? 1960. 1960, and at the latest, it is what? Several years after. Okay, it's like at least 2016. At least 2016. She died in 60. That is nasty. Okay.
I never thought about how
Okay.
hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Yeah, she probably went from child star and couldn't get other acting jobs. That's very typical for child actors. It's very difficult to get into adult roles sometimes.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
The voice.
As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room.
This
So
poor family.
Barbara
It's
got
like a series of
stuck
unfortunate
babysitting
events.
Her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
She couldn't bring her brother to
I'm
the show.
hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages.
Ah,
There's a key
her
hidden
dad
in the
did it.
music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until
Ooh.
finally the key pops out.
Thanks,
Oh,
babe.
now we can get into
I'll
the
be back in
basement.
a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
I am oddly... Oh, I get to incorporate myself with this? Okay.
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Okay. I'm walking in the cartoon. Okay, amazing. Okay, the interactiveness of this game and the constant changing of it is quite intriguing.
And imagine the worst.
Oh, well, there's blood. And a bloody handprint. This is gonna go great.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Uh-huh. This is her father's blood. Okay, from the machine. Got it. So where's her boyfriend?
The old fridge rattled. And
He got himself stuck in the fridge.
Oh dear!
I think he was trying to motivate us to scream. When he broke his nose.
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
threw him out. But she kept a little something to remember him by.
His crutch?
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours
And he's an
later,
asset.
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up. But if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
That's probably not the nicest thing to say in this family. What if I'm carrying the crutch? Don't trip on the roller skates. Dangerous equipment.
Walter, are you there?
Okay.
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Oh, he's behind Barbara.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and
Screamed?
was speechless.
Nope, she was
Quite
speechless.
smashing.
He was quite smashing.
He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
What is this
Barbara,
story?
there's gotta be another way out of here.
Oh my god.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
So we're leaving this way? Okay.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groan.
But he didn't notice?
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Number one, I hope that's not our brother. This is why playing tricks on people sometimes can be very dangerous. This is how murders happen, guys. He
Had
disappeared.
vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard
What
was...
is this egg? Ding dong! Chinese food's here! You'd say boyfriend, but he had a broken ankle? This is true.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Of course it was. It's always coming from inside the house. It's behind you! Who is it? It's two men.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Not even a scream. Oh dear. Okay, though, somebody could have died.
Had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true.
Was it, though?
Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life.
So there was monsters that attacked her?
I wasn't there myself, but I
Sounds right.
hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who
Her boyfriend?
disappeared the same night.
Probably eaten as
And
well.
little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time.
I mean, fair.
All pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Her
That's what
ear.
I call a real eerie tale.
Oh, that's horrible. That's a really bad joke. Good lord. That is quite the storybook. What are we gonna draw here?
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
I would have thought Dad, as he was the one that had to go to the hospital, but he would have stopped to explain himself. Yeah. Yeah. An ear-piercing scream. Wow. But yes. That was ugh.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
That would explain it.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Understandable, truly. She's the star of the family, so it makes sense. Oh, look, and now we can see the repaired section where it broke. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It makes sense now. It makes logical sense. What's this?
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
These,
It's
like,
funny.
running
All
cords.
those times I played with the music box and never
Suspicious?
found the basement key.
Maybe we didn't wind it enough. Let's wind it some more. Ta-da! Key. There's a cat walking around on your table. You're welcome. Here. Anna, you should have this emote that perfectly matches what's going on right now. That's a nice... Kitty, that's lovely. Thank you for sharing that. See? You're having a cat hack your computer, and I understand. You had something to say. Yes, it was a little apostrophe and some slashes, backslashes, you know? It's very important. It's a nice pool table. So Mom locked the basement every single time she went to do laundry. Seems excessive.
Mom said the basement was off limits. Unless I wanted another
Dragon.
tetanus shot.
He died building a dragon, but look at the dragon! Oh my god, I love it. Love it.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Packages? Was it Christmas?
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
Yeah, that's usually the way. It's a good place to hide presents if you have a space that the kids
Turned
can't
out she was
access.
hiding a lot more than that.
Dead bodies! What was Grandma hiding in the basement? It's very dark, I can't tell.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Oh. This is like a bomb shelter or something. Also, Walter sounds like he's a little bit like, we don't talk about Bruno.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
He went downstairs for 30 years? He was
On
alive?
that first day, after the shaking started,
What?
I didn't think I'd survive a week.
What?
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane.
I don't know that I would say it's sane, but...
Having a schedule, living for today.
Why did we do
I
it?
was expected to be dead tomorrow.
How many days are you eating
But
peaches?
if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a
lot of
monster
peaches.
on the other side of the door starts to feel normal.
A monster? On the other side of the door?
Almost friendly.
Every day at 12, the house shook? Is it a train?
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
So he ran away to the basement for 30 years and ate peaches to stay alive, which is, first of all, you'll die. That's not a sustainable diet. But, what?
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
I'm sure he had more than peaches. He just had peaches at noon every day. Quite the routine. It looks like
I know
he had
it's out
cereal.
there somewhere.
All sorts of food down here. Pork chunks. Ew. I mean, sure.
Whatever killed Barbara. Molly. And Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake.
So he waited 30 years to like
But
let
I need to
himself
stop
out.
living the same day, even if it kills me.
The storytelling in this is fantastic.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate
Like
all of
visually
it,
fantastic.
especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month.
So it was a train.
Or a single week.
Is he gonna get killed by a train?
I'd be happy
Train's gonna hit
with
us.
one new day.
Can I get off the train tracks? Nope,
I
cannot
can
get off
already
the train
imagine the
tracks.
sun on my face.
The bad luck this family has.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Why didn't he walk out of the house the normal way? Why won't it close? He doesn't want to close the book. I turn off the
I'm
radio.
sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Feel so sad he didn't even get a cheeseburger first, right? How do I open this? It's a very weird one to open. Okay. Should have gotten off the damn tracks. I tried. The game forced me to go back. I did try. I tried preventative actions here.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself. And
Can I
found out what
run?
happened to
No.
everyone else.
Can't run. He didn't know he was a traumatized
But
child.
now
Yeah,
I'm worried
probably.
the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse. We made it real.
Aww. Little shrine. Oh my god, what is this? Why are there chairs up here?
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Why are there chairs up here? Someone explain? No? Well, the train can't come through anymore. That seemed like a really terrible location for a train track anyway. Like, really terrible. Is that where the chairs came from? The train? And they just left them there? And nothing... Okay. Disturbing. Did they have folding chairs on the train in 2005?
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
I've been on some trains, and it's nighttime. They have better seats
But I
than
thought
that.
you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
What is over there? Wanna go for a night swim? Look at our weird house. So weird.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
Now I'm just intrigued. Your family
I
sounds a
think
bit
people
nuts.
in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
A little dark now. We should get inside before it gets pitch black. But we don't run anywhere. We're very careful. A little cautious. To be fair, with all the accidents my family has had,
Look at
I
the
would probably
house.
be cautious too.
Had that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness.
Yeah, madness is a good word.
Any of it seems possible.
Can you open? Thank you. This house is just full of dangers, though. To be honest, like, it's simply a dangerous... Who would leave this, too, after their child died on the swing? Wow. This house is simply dangerous.
I
Like,
think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
no, what's happened is your whole family has built a death trap of a home, and then they're like, oh my god, how could somebody have died? You built a death trap. That's how people died. I don't know why
What
anyone's
kind of family
shocked.
finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
One who's building a house that looks like this.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Okay.
3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
It's even dangerous for the animals here. Okay, I like the frog. It's kind of adorable.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Aww. This little hole in the rock. The things people enjoyed. Oh, and a little cat, Molly. What happens when we die? Hmm? Who's gonna build us a nice little
I'm
spot?
sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Who carved all these?
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
The old house. Let's go peeky peeky. Can we zoom?
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
That's creepy. That's not weird at all.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
She's trying to protect people from things that she thought might have been the reasons they died. Sure.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
That's fair. Maybe he's still alive. We don't know.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now.
Who would marry into this
Part
family,
of me
by the way?
thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Like, once you learn the family history a little bit, you're like, yeah, let's have kids. You'd be like, maybe the family line is better off not. Oh, this is where the cat jumped off.
Now. If she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Are we pregnant right now? Are we pregnant right now climbing a tree? Madam? Why are we pregnant? Oh my god, have we learned nothing? Have we learned nothing? You were wondering who she was writing this for? Her kid? Yeah,
I think
probably.
he and my mom had a lot in common.
I guess pregnancy would make you more reflective of your family
They were
past.
pretty intense.
Oh boy. Oh boy. That's a cool photo, actually. In the dark. Just wanted to see his face on this one, huh?
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is perfect.
I got to take a photo.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
What am I taking a picture of?
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire.
Have to get the right shot, I think.
We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
No, your butt.
I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time.
Maybe the bird?
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
The deer.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe.
From a photography standpoint, the stump with the cup is gorgeous. Yeah, it was really pretty.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn!
What a horrible picture! Don't do that! That's not a memory she wants. Okay, some people are not, like, the best with this kind of thing. Like, anybody can do it if they have to, right? Like, but, when you make them...
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
She didn't want to.
Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
hug her or something. How do I have to run to go be with her?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don.
No, it's not. No,
Just
it's
focus
not.
on the camera. Try not to think about.
Dad!
It's totally normal, Don. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Booker deserved it. Okay, I kind of don't disagree. Like, if you don't need to hunt to survive, okay, and the person who's hunting doesn't want to do it, don't do it. Like, I understand hunting because I come from a hunting family. Like, it is perfectly reasonable to go hunt and eat the food that you hunt. Totally reasonable. Completely understand. I cannot understand hunting for any other purpose but to eat it. But I understand to eat it. Especially if there's like overpopulation of deer or even bear or whatever. Very normal. Perfectly acceptable. But if the person doing it doesn't want to do it, don't make them. We live in a day and age we don't need to. And it's also one thing to have the skill and knowledge. Like my family gave me the knowledge how to hunt and how to skin a deer and all these kinds of things. But I didn't actively enjoy doing any of those things, so I didn't do them. And it's fine. It's fine. Like, calm down. He was a little bit much. He was a little much,
Sam
man.
spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Yeah, if there's an overabundance of an animal in the wild, it's perfectly fine that hunters go do that. It's perfectly acceptable, especially if you're going to eat it. But any other purpose, no, it's not necessary.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
And I like this stuff. Like, I like venison and other hunted game. Like, I like it. So, but still.
Dear Kay,
Divorce?
do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like,
Yeah, don't do it yourself.
something funny
If
was
it's
happening.
not for you,
but
it's not for
maybe
you.
silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy.
Whee!
But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything.
Mama was
you could.
distracted.
Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
You're gonna leave the baby in the tub so he doesn't hear something? Is there something to do? Can I? Oh, wait. Something's happening in the other room, but I don't know what it is. I'm a baby. I understand very little. But I bet we're gonna hear a murder happen or something. I don't know. I almost got to it.
I wish he could have told us
Ah, baby gonna drown.
about the world he saw. Hey, there's so much I don't understand
I knew it.
about Gregory. About everything.
Gregory is a frog. Just like Molly is a cat. And an owl. And a shark. And a monster.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy.
Diving for the drain?
And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Still the best part. It was very fun. Even though it's sad as frick. To be fair, I did say it at the beginning. Why are you leaving the baby alone in the bathtub? That is bad parenting. So far, what I'm getting out of this story is the parents are not very good at protecting their children from the harms of life. They're just kind of letting the kids go, well, I hope you don't die. Go. Like, seems like a little neglectful is all. A little neglectful.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Drink or perish, coward.
Alright, we should pause, is what you're saying, and take a break? Alright. That's a one way. Alright, we'll do it. We'll play a quick break. An ad. And I'm gonna go grab some more water too. Sounds like a good plan. Alright, guys. BRB real fast.
Have no time for yourself during the day? Try revenge bedtime procrastination. Now I get to delay sleep to regain the freedom that I lost during the day because of responsibilities and shit. Some call it poor time management. I call it making time for myself. Skandala. Yes, I'm really tired and should really go to bed. But if I sleep now, today will be over and the next day will start and I have to work again. With RBP, I get to indulge in the peacefulness of a late night when everyone else is asleep and nobody is expecting anything from me. If you get RBP a 2-night, you can also get doom scrolling, daytime of fatigue, unwanted thoughts, sleep deprivation, existential crisis. And if you're lucky, kiss matching eye bags. The best part about it, it's $3.99. So what are you waiting for? Ruin tomorrow before it even starts and get revenge bedtime procrastination a 2-night.
Girls Who Game. I've been called fat 17 times today. We're Girls Who Game. Gaming companies only think that we like white or pink. We're Girls Who Game. I mute myself when I enter online lobbies because I'm afraid that people are going to harass me because of the way that I sound. We're Girls Who Game. How did you get my address? We're Girls Who Game. That means there's no way I can be better at you in a video game without cheating. We're Girls Who Game. No, my account's not boosted. Girls Who Game. I guess that means I should just go back to the kitchen. We're Girls Who Game. No, I am not a popular streamer just because I'm a girl.
Okay, I'm back. I have orange as well. I got water. I hope you enjoyed the ads. I tried to play another one, which it did. It just didn't play like an actual ad, but that's fine. It's fine with me. I have a couple more that I need to add to it. Because I, like, but if you guys find any more of those, like, fake ads, please send them my way. Whether it's YouTube, TikTok, whatever. Whatever. Gonna eat the orange real quick before diving into flying a kite, apparently. Lily's flopping. Hello, ma'am. She's comfy. Okay. So who do we have left? Gus, Dawn, Lewis, and Milton. Okay. We're gonna find out. You have sandwiches and ginger ale. Very nice. Very nice. It's the most unphysics-like kite ever.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Whee! Gus liked to fly a kite. Let's go.
Talk him out of it.
Kite.
He'd never met her. We don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife.
Like I said, who would marry into this, but okay. Someone's doing it.
time for photos came, Dad ordered him to
Come here.
But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Gus says no.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Did we get it? Oh, there's electricity. We're gonna get electrocuted like we're... Oh my god. No one thought this was a great... Okay. I see where this is going. If I can see the danger, friends. Oh boy. Or is it a tornado? Look at this. Look at what we're doing with this kite. Oh my god. Bring them over to the tent. Hee-hee-hee. Pick up all the crap. Pick up everything.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Oh boy. Yeah, but do you think the tent was gonna do enough? Maybe. The fact that the wind is like this, picking up all the crap, suggests tornado. Hence the chairs and the trees. Oh, Anna, you're right. These are the chairs. Oh boy, electricity. Whee!
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, make the music louder.
They didn't even hear him die. Oh my god. Looks really pretty. Gather all the crap. Get all the stuff. I don't know that there's anything else to do, but it's pretty. I love the lights on the objects. Is there more words somewhere? Usually we have to gather the words. I just see these words. Oh.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't.
Okay.
Until we found you.
What exactly happened to him? Alright.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
So Mom liked him quite a lot. I love the duties. Greg, be a baby. Dawn has to sweep and do the trash. Gus has to mop and mow the yard. But Greg, he just has to be a baby. It's a good life. Be a baby. Go upstairs. Go up the pole. Like, I feel like I should go back, but I don't know where. I didn't see anything else in that room. So far it's been pretty linear, so I don't know that I need to go back. But maybe I missed something. Like an exit of some kind?
Instead
Usually...
of hiding from death,
Oh, okay.
Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
I just never explored the rest of this house. This room, rather. So maybe I missed something over here. I like that one. That little memory piece. Little milk jugs for the birdies. Okay. So not that way. I feel like there should be something in the kids' room. I think so too, so I'm gonna go back there. I'm feeling like I just missed it. Just like search a little more methodically. These poor kids, their father was in the military, so their like room setup and everything, their daily life was very set up like the military. Oh, climbing wall, climbing wall.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
The house itself is like a time capsule.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Oh, she was going to India. Because of him. Adorable.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
Sounds familiar. Stairs look mighty unsafe.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again.
Still sad. And then, can you imagine being her mom and being like, okay, I finally left my family curse behind and everything, and like, then your husband dies, and then the only place you have left is to go back home to this dangerous house where like everyone in your family has died, and then your own kids go like die, like, oh, the like.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was
regret.
used to that.
It didn't have to get bigger. You could just reuse rooms instead of having shrines. It's not normal to have shrines the way you do. It's not normal.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Oh, she homeschooled. She homeschooled.
But it didn't last.
She was a teacher after all, yep. Oh, her husband died probably in the earthquake. I would imagine. That would make sense why she keeps that with his picture. Little shrine in there.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
There's probably a way. Yep, there it is. I see it. I love how Mom closed up all the doors thinking she was helping her kids, but at the same time made it more dangerous to access, so therefore worse in many ways. Little footsteps. That's quite the model. It's pretty.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Oh, it's a flip book. Can I get it to flip? My husband actually tried to propose to me and make a flip book at the Film Museum in New York City, and I decided I didn't need to have a flip book because that was a waste of money, but it's cool. And he was like, how do I convince her to do this without telling her, I want to propose to you, you idiot. We have to go back and redo it just for funsies. The right way. Close. Oh, yeah. I ruined my own proposal. Because I'm a genius. This house, so safe. So safe. Is there more here? I don't even know how to go back because the ropes don't really lead us back. There's gotta be something. What am I looking for? Oh, there's the rope handle I needed.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
To be fair, he might have run away. Thought I saw another blip over here, but maybe not. Anything else in the bag?
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
Probably. I don't see anything in the door painting. It's a good idea, but I don't see anything. That one also would be suspicious because it's part of the flip book. The frog is eerily of his brother, right? Like the baby. Gregory. The frog.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Oh, it's so rickety.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room.
Oh yeah, Uncle. You're
until
right.
Mom got him a job at the cannery.
That's a cool room. Can I climb this? I just want to see if I can climb it. What a horribly dangerous place to be. Oh my god. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I want to peek through the peephole first. And then we'll come up there and open that window.
Everyone was hoping to stay out of Louis's room, except Louis.
Okay. Now we'll go up. What a fun room.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar.
Familiar?
That part of him lived on.
I wonder what it smelled like. What a mystery.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
What a fun gaming room setup, though. Damn. Although, how did they get electricity up here is my question.
He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
Fair? Or the bong gave it away? Oh, yeah. But, I mean, this is a hookah, so it could have been tobacco? But... probably not.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery.
We get to do the monotony.
But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
Oh, this is a weird thing. I have to do one thing with my... with one hand and one thing with another. He's like playing a video game while doing the fish work. Oh my god, it's
I asked
amazing.
him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
This is hard to do. But cool.
And things that had not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
Cool.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
Yeah, because he's doing stuff in his head. So the monotonous job wasn't as
Like a
monotonous.
whole new Lewis.
That's the problem with
So I let
monotony.
him go on.
You have to do something or you go crazy, so... he's doing something in his head.
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first.
Until he cuts his hand off or something.
He told me he'd made a new friend.
Puppy.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Of course.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
I love how we have a drummer following us.
Then he made musicians.
Very popular.
And songs for them to play.
Dancing people.
He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
The fish in the video game or whatever's in his head is great.
But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Of course he did. His imagination. Oh my god, the great sound. The video game sound.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering.
Get on the boat.
It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
This is crazy fun. Incredibly challenging for both sides of my brain to do this at the same time. It's like playing a musical instrument, like a
St. Louis.
A drum kit. You have to do stuff with your feet and your
He started drifting
hands.
away from our reality.
Oh, it's getting hard to drive. I can't drive the boat. I'm stuck. There we go.
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
He forgot to go home? Just...
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Oh, he went crazy. Okay.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a
maybe a queen.
Handsome queen.
I love that you get to choose, though. That's amazing. Choose your own adventure over here.
The queen was on her own quest for
sinister serpents.
Sinister serpents.
Welcome in, Raiders. How's it going? Hi, Jenny. How was the Skyrim? How was it? I'm sorry I missed it. I hope it was good. We are playing What Remains of Edith Finch. And for people who haven't seen it, it is very watchable. It's movie-esque, right? And we're unfolding the deaths of everyone in her family. Her family is like cursed and everybody dies weird ways. And we like relive their lives towards the end and what caused them to die and everything like that to like unfold the family curse. So I am enjoying it. It is bizarre, but also intriguing. And my theory is that this family's just really bad at taking care of children, and they're setting their children up in really dangerous ways and not letting them, like, you know, not properly watching their children. That's my feeling. We had to force her to take a break so we get food and drinks. I didn't want to miss a second. Yes, we did have to have a forced break so that we could all take a step away for a second. The family's quite interesting. Yeah, but it's visually and like game-wise intriguing. But welcome in. Thank you for the raid. If you need to take care of yourself, do so. Anybody else coming on the raid, if you need to go, I totally understand. Otherwise, the story is fascinating and you probably can just jump in with us. Right now, we are exploring Milton's life, and he kind of went crazy, it seems. So he started working at the cannery, and while he's working at the cannery, just chopping heads off fish, he's imagining he is leading his own adventure. So this is probably one of the most intriguing gameplay things I've ever done, where you're doing one thing with one hand and another with another. And my brain has a hard time computing. It's great.
He followed the sound of her.
He found a queen. Her heart.
Tasty treats? Are we the tasty treats? We're the tasty treats in this scenario. Yes, we're the tasty treats. They're gonna take us out into the open.
Lewis,
They're
not
gonna have
Milton.
their way
That's
with us,
right.
man.
We
gotta get
finished
the hell out of here.
Milton. We're on to Lewis. That's who we're on right now. Yes, Lewis. Milton disappeared, right? Milton disappeared. So interestingly well done. Yeah. This part was tricky. My brain could not handle it well. It's tricky and intriguing. I will give the cats treats in a moment.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
Am I parking this boat?
Even then, his logic remained sound.
Oh, we're losing more and more of reality. You see that? More and more of reality is disappearing. All right, we finished that section. Let me give the cats a treat before I forget. Yeah, give your cats treats, everybody. They deserve them. Hi. Hey. Hey. Hi, would you like these? You can have some too. Look. Treats for lovies. What even is reality? Well, when you're doing a monotonous job, I would probably be in my head a lot too, and this is one way to stay somewhat sane, to be honest. But I can see it going too far as well.
He knew the world was all in his
Oh
imagination.
god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Do I need to catch up? I'm getting more and more into the imagination.
But he
That's
was
what's
so
happening.
proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
My fish were backing up. An emperor? What's greater than a king? Like, he owns the world?
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Aww.
My
Figure out dinner,
imagination
Jenny?
is as
Do it.
real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
We're at the cannery. Oh, the golden door. Oh my god. That's crazy. Oh look, this must be ours. I sense it's ours. Video game. Old Chinese food. Why not?
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Oh my gosh. Loving it.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Honey. Hey, honey. You're not picking up the fishies. Sweetheart. Can I go up here?
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Did he like jump out of the cannery?
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Did he commit suicide? Oh, Molly's here.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Aww. These people have abnormally long arms. Seems threatening.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
Sorry, honey. Long day at the cannery.
There was only one thing left to do.
Be crowned king of the cannery.
Down his head. I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
He had a problem. And you encouraged him to do...
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Yeah. His psychiatrist needed to be better, perhaps. Or he needed a different job that was more mentally stimulating. He was clearly a man who had, like, ideas and stuff. My God. My God. Well, thanks. She needs to be fired, right? It's a lot, man. Okay. Well, that was traumatic. Thanks for shouting out the charity of the month.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral,
we did
my mom
choose it
told me
today.
to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
Is that what killed Edie?
I wish we'd stayed.
Packing peanuts?
But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Wow. Oh, their dad. It's his shirt. Go upstairs in a second. To teach and to learn. 7 ways to create a fulfilling classroom. Yep.
What happened?
She was
that
a
night had been
writer.
Coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Getting up to my room. I hate the very tippy top room. A child doesn't want that.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Look at all the paper mache. But look, it's like the dancing people and her brother's things, and the seals from Molly's and the frog. Huh. I wonder if the paper mache ones were made by her brother. 'Cause that seems very probable. That's cool. A quill? Is she also a writer? That was the first time we got to see her pregnant belly. Oh, she's dressed like Jenny. Jenny would wear this outfit.
That whole last day, Edie
You guys
just
haven't
watched
followed
us
Jenny, you
pack
should
and
do
didn't
it.
say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
She's been writing all this to her child. Yeah. Yep. There's a lot of writers, a lot of creative thinkers in here. So, for people who don't know, like, creative thinkers, people who are very creative can, like, they tend towards having more mental health issues as well because their brains think differently.
the power had been
So-
shut off that morning.
But it can also
Edie always
be
had plenty of candles.
beautiful creative works because of it too.
When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
This
Or that
entrance.
Edie had a key to it.
Many old masters were mad in their own ways. Yep. It is a way to shut up, dear. Yeah, basically.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
Can I get up there? There's a lot of candles in here.
These stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
So there's a lot of fire potential in a library. Just saying.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
History of the Finches.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night.
Dead because of the stories? I know, I don't... The night you
That
were
night,
born.
The tide went way, way out.
Welcome back, Jenny. We're finding out what happened the day she was born. Mom's stories didn't kill anyone. Grandma knows
was
it.
the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground.
I don't think it's the stories necessarily that killed them. And I don't think it's the house either, but I can see why some people would think so.
Out in the middle of the ocean.
But part of it is like, look at where you are. Look at the tendency to danger and maybe make some better life choices.
They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wondered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Oh my god. But she obviously didn't die out here.
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me.
Awkward.
Or maybe I came back to them.
Oh god. Oh, we have a door latch. Of course it's still latched. Why wouldn't it be? You have to get up in 3 hours. Anna, go to sleep.
Things I can't explain.
I know. I'm like torturing you, going, I can't finish the
What are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The
Did she
next
walk
morning,
out
the
into the
van
sea?
came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Yep, she walked out into the sea, didn't she?
After that, we moved around a lot.
Mom associates the stories with deaths because that's how she's processing all
We
the
both
trauma.
tried to make the best
Yeah,
of it.
I think that's true. But really, it's been straight up misfortune or mental health, and Grandma knows that. Yeah, she's just telling the stories
2
because
years went by.
you learn from mistakes, right? Like, stories and history is the way to learn from things. Oh, pretty.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly.
What do I do? I see the word she, but I can't look over there.
She got better for a while.
I can move my hand, okay.
And then she didn't. And then I was alone.
And some
Last
families are
Finch
not
left
like
alive.
got a lot of health issues and things like that.
Until I found out about you.
The baby.
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Are we in the birth canal?
This is where your story begins.
We
I'm sorry
totally
I won't
were.
be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Did she die giving birth to him? That is quite the family legacy, though. Damn. I'm her son this whole time. You heard the heartbeat stop in the background. You're right. I didn't connect it. Oh my god, they did all the kid photos of the people. Oh my god. That's adorable. What a great... It fits really well, too, with the story that they did, so... Now I just want to look at some of... This might be one of the coolest story games I've ever seen. I think the gameplay... So the story itself is very walk-through story, right? There's no choices, there's nothing like that. It's like watching a movie. But the gameplay changes constantly because you're immersed as that person whose story you are now experiencing. And it's beautiful. Yeah, it's a walking sim, but you become the character and the gameplay changes because you're a different character and that character would behave differently. And that's very interesting storytelling from a game perspective. It's brilliant. It's brilliant for a walking sim style game. Brilliant work. Really gorgeous. Visually stunning as well. Like just visually, like how the pieces go and how the words show on the screen and how you find your way about. Stunning. Stunning. Quite a piece of art, honestly. Makes you want to cry. It has a sense of completion. Yeah. You really get like involved in them and like there's a sense of like mystery about like, because you don't know what's in people's heads and things like that, and it tells you like you can know how someone died, but you can also now we got to experience how they lived a little bit, right? Like how they felt. That's amazing. Tell me about it. I'm very much awake. I hope it was worth it, Anna. I'm sorry you have to get up very soon. I was not expecting how good this was. I know I had to go to bed, but I just couldn't. And even the credits is gorgeous. Gorgeously put together, and I don't want to stop watching the credits. Like, that never happens. There's not really a point where you're like, I wish they did this instead. Yeah, no, it's really good. It's really good. They did such a good job. It's beautiful. Wow. Okay. I am very impressed with it. Highly recommend y'all play it yourself just to get the feeling of being in it. For sure, but it is a story that you can enjoy this way as well, which is fantastic. So, if you can't, it's also okay. But damn. All right. Let's see. Where are we going to go? Where are we going to raid to? Here's the raid calls. If you don't mind grabbing a raid call, if you have to go to bed, like some people, perhaps do that quickly. Anna. If you can stick around for the raid, that's lovely. I appreciate you. Trying to figure out where we're going to go. A couple options. I think we might go to do some 7 days. It's It's always a good one. Yeah, we might do some 7 days, but I'm looking at another option just in case. But I'm thinking it's gonna be 7 days. Let's make sure they're not getting off anytime soon. Yeah, we're good. All right, we're gonna raid Avery and Nick. Okay. Kitty treats. I think I did do kitty treats, but I'll do some more. They certainly won't mind. And we'll hit the raid button while I do it. Here you go, babies. And I will see you guys. I'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna play Catizens, which is another new game that I got for free actually, and I'm super excited because it's got cats. So we're gonna do that. And thank you guys for helping me choose a new charity of the month. Appreciate you guys. And if you want to get this game, it is worth the money. I think it's even replayable. Like, it's gorgeous to play. So really, really recommend it. Not just for the storyline, but for the play. So I will see you guys maybe tomorrow if you're interested in Catizens. It looks very cute. I'm super excited about it. And then after that, I might be traveling next week. So I might be off of streaming for a little bit. I will be posting in Discord and let you guys know. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, friends.